Maverick fans, welcome to this week's episode of Chattin Mavericks, the official fan podcast of all things Maverick hockey.
What's up, Maverick Nation? Welcome in to episode 62 of the Chattin Mavericks podcast. This is going to be our last off-season episode before the start of season 3. So for all the haters out there that thought that this thing wouldn't get off the ground, we're going to do season 3 if it all goes well in the next month or so. So anyway, well, we got a long overdue interview coming up in just a few minutes. Before we get to that, we got a couple things to chat about. Hockey team went a little viral again. We're definitely going to get to that. Yeah. Let's say hi to the fellas first. Here coming fresh off the IR. Chad, how you feeling?
Holy smokes. First surgery ever. And it was awesome.
Nailed? All right.
I had so it was 2 weeks ago, a little over 2 weeks ago. I was definitely nervous about it. Like I said, I've never had surgery before and didn't know what to expect, kind of got a little anxiety, and they gave me this drug called Versed.
Yeah.
And lights out, baby. They they wheeled me into the room and they asked me how tall I was, and that's it. I don't remember being put on the surgical. I don't remember being put on the table. I don't remember being given anesthesia. Next thing I knew, I was back in the room I started in. And I'm like, holy smokes, what just happened?
Wow.
And, yeah, it was phenomenal. Like,
phenomenal.
The recovery sucks though. Like, I couldn't breathe out of my nose for a week. I was sleeping in a recliner, just getting the worst sleep ever. I could hardly open my mouth, so I was like nothing but smoothies for a week. Like the first one or two, it was like a Jacob Stender like situation where he just had smoothies all the time. And he was right. You lose weight. Like, seriously, we should pull up that clip. He was like, I had smoothies. I lost 10 pounds. I was like, I should try that. Well, I tried that.
Jamie, pull that up.
Yeah.
This does not make me feel good because I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to get my adenoids taken out and fix my deviated septum here soon. So I'm going to be in the same boat.
Zempic's going to go out of business, Shots.
If I lose 20 pounds from the surgery, I wouldn't be pissed off.
I still can't smile fully. Like, I can feel it in my nose. My nose is still super tender, but I'm breathing way better. And anybody who needs their septum fixed, I cannot recommend it any higher. It was awesome.
Shit. Okay.
Hell yeah.
Mom, please don't.
Well, good to hear it. Happy you made it through and that you're breathing like you should be. That's incredible.
I lived.
So, I lived.
Live, bitch. Like that in our group chat. With like a picture of you with like the gauze over your nose, and you said, "I live, bitch."
Yeah, man, it was good.
Juts, what's up with you, buddy? What's been going on?
I'm employed now. No more. I mean, the good thing is I never missed a paycheck because like I got paid over the summer for teaching, so we're never bad. But yeah, I got a new teaching gig for the school year, so that'll be fun.
Okay.
Back from the cabin, so have to actually be a human being again, which isn't as fun. But
so no more pontoon rides with Grandma. You're all done. You're back in town for good.
We got Labor Day. And then so I'll be back up then. But
true.
yeah, we're done. So
very nice.
I'm life's lifing. How are things with you, Cam?
Going good, man. Status quo. Nothing too crazy. New camera angle, as you can see, doing some renovations to the Mav Cave. So, yeah, got the. I'm not gonna say the joke I said earlier about what kind of couch it is, but yeah, sitting on the couch, it is a lot more comfortable sitting here for however long it takes to record these things over the $20 bar stools that are rickety and creak every 5 seconds. So, yeah, trying out a new camera angle, man. Just. Big changes, big life changes. Got zoomed in on the not game used, but game used Tanner Edwards jersey there. Alex Tracy
Zoomed
right next to
in.
me. So
The camera looks like it's at your neighbor's house.
I got all mine.
well, more zoomed in than it is for the jerseys.
I got all mine down there. I gotta hang them up, but I'm like, I need a level because so I need to wait to get a level and then I'm hanging them all.
Very nice. It's still the off season. Once the real season gets going, the Mav Cave will be back in full swing, and we'll have great camera angles again. I promise. No worries over here. Let's get to it, guys. You mentioned in the intro, new jerseys for the Mavs. I mean, these things are crisp. I mean, Bar Down was posting them. I think Game Notes was reposting them.
Yeah.
Bucci loved. I mean, every big hockey outlet out there is just a big fan. I think they're unbelievable.
James Murray.
I think the biggest thing
everything
about
college
Bucci,
hockey.
the thing about Bucci seeing it is now, like James Murray said in his tweet, it's spelled out Mavericks, so he can't call us the Mustangs anymore.
Yep. There's no excuses.
If you're ESPN and you call us the Mustangs this year, you are illiterate.
Which is very possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they are nasty. Chad, I'm sure you feel the same way, but anything that stuck out to you on those Jays?
I mean, the sweetest Mavericks jerseys I've ever seen were the anniversary jerseys that said Mankato in cursive. So the fact that they're kind of little tip of the cap to that jersey is just phenomenal. I love the purple shoulders.
This is our 30th. I think it's the 30th anniversary jersey, isn't it, of us being D1?
Is it?
I think so.
Could be. I'd have to. Jamie,
yeah, because it was
what?
96.
96. I think. Yeah. I thought it was 98, 99 was our first year, but I saw that it was that this is our 30th anniversary of D1.
I just assume you're always wrong, so I'm
no, that's fine.
I'm caught off guard.
Safe call.
That's not a bad assumption by any means.
It's weird when you're right.
Yeah. But that just makes it so much more special when I'm right, because then you guys feel dumber.
Big moment.
I mean, we don't know I'm right, though. I could be wrong.
30 seasons. That's according to
holy cow.
Google AI. So
clip this.
I think that's
shooting
right.
20% on the season, baby. Hopefully season 3 is better.
Maverick Hockey Podcast here with all the good stats.
Do we know if they're doing? Are they going to do another new third, or are they sticking?
I don't know. I guess
the other two.
I mean, I wouldn't mind if they still wore the yellows. I guess. I mean, are the golds, as
I think
Michigan
the
Tech
golds
fans
are
like to call them,
probably coming back, because I feel like if we had 2 new jerseys, we probably would have saw both of them on media day, and we saw like a lot of behind the scenes shoots. Like I feel like it'd been really hard to like hide
unless it's something
jersey.
they drop like
unless they drop it
season,
like.
But
our first game, we come out and like they did the gray jerseys. They didn't tell us until they took the ice.
Yeah,
like in the grays.
The vintage jerseys need to stay.
I agree.
Then it's the purple aways that they might.
Our purple aways have been the same for like 7 years, and I still think they're one of our best. Like I think they're one of the best jerseys in college hockey.
They're great. I mean, I don't dislike them, but
at some point, something new would be nice. Yeah, but there's still a really nice jersey. I was talking to Luigi at Bingo yesterday, and he said it was his favorite jersey. So I know a lot of the boys like it. So I guess
it's awesome.
Unless we start complaining on every major hockey outlet.
Yeah. Unless we start complaining like we did for the Grays, we can make changes. Like let's just start saying we hate them and see if they can get rid of them.
It might be a little late for that, but
yeah, man, the smooch.
What I'd love to see is making
black jerseys.
Making these new ones just available right away, and like legit versions of that.
I'm pretty sure it's going through Lunch Bucket.
Okay, we'll find out. Yeah, I mean, I hope it'd just be nice to buy them in person, like first game or something.
Because that's what I like going to the bookstore and grabbing one, or going to Shields and grabbing one, and because. Like that, there's just something about getting it right away, rather than having to wait. Like
try it on and all that too.
Yeah,
is always
customization's cool and all, but sometimes you just like to be able to grab the jersey right away and like the same ones the boys are wearing on ice.
Yeah, no, I second that. I'm a bit. I mean, I would love to get one that's custom too, and then NIL kickback to the player that you buy.
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
It's always nice.
There's both. Yeah.
So there's both but yeah, no, super pumped about those. Shout out Scoots. You outdid yourself, Scoots. So proud 3v3 teammate over here. Wanted to shout out a friend of the show, Ryan Sandelin. He signed another pro deal with the South Carolina Stingrays, so he continues his
Best
pro career.
organization in the world.
Is it?
Yeah.
In the world?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
He's in the Washington Capitals organization.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Well, yeah, that's way to ruin that.
That's huge. Huge for the program.
I can't remember if we brought it up last time. Soupy Campbell Psychos also signed a deal with the Toledo Walleye. I can't remember if we brought that up last show or not.
Also got married last week. So congratulations, Soupy.
Congratulations, Soupy. I completely missed that, so thanks for throwing that in there, Juts. Congratulations, Soupy.
Thanks for the invite, Campbell.
Did we congratulate the Stenders last show? I can't remember. I have that on
no,
here.
Stenders was after the last show, so Stender got married as well.
Yes.
Congratulations to the Stenders.
Yes. Big congrats to everyone getting married, I guess. So
any other summer weddings?
Not that I know of. Are we missing a big one? Now I'm nervous.
Big Big just trying to make me talk about it, and it doesn't need to be talked about on the show.
God. Okay. You don't remember it, or?
I mean, not really.
Okay. Fair enough. Segue. Insert here. Colin's cousin got married, and he hasn't brought it up yet, which is weird. This is probably the most important news of the podcast until we get our guest on. The Fast Pass, the best deal in college hockey, is on sale now. I know students are getting back to campus. It is a complete clusterfuck up on Stadium, so that's how you know everyone's back. Right. It's the best deal in college hockey. I think this year it's going for 125 American U.S. standard dollars. Gets you a guaranteed spot in the student section all year long. With Wisco and Mini coming to town, those games are going to run a fella about 40 big ones a game. So, Juts, hit me with the quick math. What is $40 times 3?
That would be $120.
That was... Oh, my God.
Am I wrong?
Oh, this is staying in. Holy cow. I did not know that was going to go that well. 40 times 3 is 120. So, right there, you've pretty much paid for your ticket in those 3 games if you were
I am right. Let's go.
Not to get...
Dude.
40 times 3?
You snuck in the 20 at the buzzer. You were dead set on 100.
Well, for one, the pause was already what I was looking for, and then
pause was just for dramatic effect so I filled the suspense. I know, that one's easy. That one's easy math. If I didn't you guys had me thinking I got it wrong. I'm like, shit.
Fairmont Public Schools rethinking their decision right now.
You hung on to that 100 for quite a long time, and then snuck in 20 at the buzzer.
I didn't even hear you say 20, to be completely honest. So,
but you only heard me. So no, I had 120. I was like, okay, I'm like, you guys react. I'm like, shit. There's no way I got that wrong. I'm like,
yeah, I didn't hear the 20. Anyway, if you missed that, for those watching at home, $120. Juts, can you do this one? How big of a difference is that from 125 to 120? There we go.
$5 for those listening and not watching. $5,
which is most of people.
I had to use my fingers.
So for $120 right there, you got it. That's for getting into all the Wisco games and the one mini game coming to town. You're already pretty much money ahead. Again, great deal to get into all these games. Best student section in college hockey. I know
Doyle.
That thing's going to be rocking this year with the Stooges and Doyle running the show. So it's going to be a lot of fun this year. You don't want to miss it. if you need more convincing, this is another change this year. If you fail to get to the CSU or the dining center on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. because maybe you're a little stung from Tuesday night before, all non-premium games or prices are $14 a pop now. So they're no longer $5 with the Mav card. They're $14. So if you need any more convincing, it's safe to just go get your tickets. You can pick them up at your convenience throughout the week. It is the easiest way to get into Maverick hockey. It's worth every single penny and then some. Like we've mentioned several times, you're literally getting your money's worth out of it in 3 games anyway. So,
exactly.
Math guys here on the Chad Maverick Show, it's a great deal. Go get it. I don't know what you're doing at this point. So,
did you guys see what Bemidji's doing?
Yeah, there's no free T-shirts or sweatshirts for the Mavs. But that's because it's quality hockey.
$50 and like a $35 sweatshirt they're giving you. They're basically trying to just give them away to students, just to come into the door. Hey, come watch really boring hockey. We'll give you a sweatshirt.
That student section better be packed if they're doing that. Because if
that's
it's not,
what
it's
I'm
going to be
saying.
even
There's
funnier.
no reason that it shouldn't be just smoke. Like it should be. It's not gonna be, but it should be.
It should be, but we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Chad, anything to add on guys signing pro deals, getting married, Colin doing math, and anything to add there?
No, not really. I think you covered it. I mean, everybody get to Mavericks pregame.
Not
Pack
everybody.
that place.
You betcha.
Yeah, fair. Just if we're not there yet, wait till we get there and sit down, and then you fill in the rest of it.
Make sure we get a spot, and then you can come in.
We're selfish here on the Chattin Mavericks podcast.
Yeah, something like that. I was going to bring up the Quick Trip 5-game pack, but by the time the Maverick Nation is listening to this, it'll have already been closed. So if you didn't get that and you're not a season ticket holder and you're not a student, missing out on a great deal. I hope people buy that. So with that, fellas, am I missing anything before we throw it over to Coach here?
Single game tickets go on sale after Labor Day.
Is that, that's news, or not news to me, but that would be, I don't have that written down. So 10-4, good buddy. Chad, anything else? Well, Mav fam, this was a fun interview talking Maverick hockey, talking USA hockey over in Italy. I mean, this was long overdue. This was a ton of fun. I really hope everyone enjoys it. Let's throw it over to our guest. All right, let's bring on our guest. For the first time on Chattin Mavericks, a member of an Olympic gold medalist winning team is joining the show. Conveniently, she's also happens to be the head coach here at our women's program at Minnesota State. So we are beyond lucky to welcome to the Chattin Mavericks podcast, Shari Dickerman. Shari, thank you so much for taking time to hop on the show. I know you're busy.
Thanks for having me. I thought I'd never get this opportunity. So it's as exciting as going to the Olympics.
Hey, it's we kind of fly from the hip around here, so it's our producer's been lacking, our scheduler's been lacking. It's we'll take it up with them. So I mean, first off, I just wanted to congratulate you on the contract extension. You're extended through 2031. That must kind of feel good, and now you can just kind of focus on the hockey, right? That's got to be a good feeling going into the season.
Yeah, it's a special place to me. Played here and thought it'd be 4 years of school and out of here, but keep coming back. So it's crazy to think, 2031, my daughter who's about to start 8th grade will graduate that year. So it's kind of nuts to think about it that way. Like, seems like a long way out, but I know time always goes quicker than we want. So, but I'm excited to be here. I love this place, and I'm excited the direction we're going, and hopefully we get there quick.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into all that, but Chad, I'll throw it to you. Go for it.
Well, you talked about being a player at MSU, and so, I mean, my question for you is, it's one thing to be a D1 hockey coach. It's another thing to be a D1 hockey coach at your alma mater. What is that how does that help you with the program, knowing that you kind of have that already vested interest in the culture, in the school? How do you portray that to your team, and is it easier to get them to buy in because you kind of have that background as a former Maverick?
I guess I think from my standpoint, I just feel like I'm not really selling anything. It's a place I loved my experience here. Even maybe don't go back to the record books and look at the wins and losses and some of those things. But I had unbelievable time. Great coaches I had here that inspired me. Teammates that are still some of my closest friends. I actually drug one out of retirement. I made her help me coach my daughter's team this summer.
Nice.
Had a lot of fun. So I think like I had an unbelievable experience, and I thought everything was great here then, and now like from campus to our facilities to, I mean, everything's so much better now. So I just don't ever feel like I'm selling something that I don't believe in when I'm recruiting players to come here, and I just have a lot of passion for this place, and I just love it here.
Yeah. That makes a ton of sense. Juts, what do you got?
That was going to be my question, because obviously you've been around since 2000. Around, sorry to age you, but
we all know how old I am. Come on.
I will
Nice
say
going,
that
Juts.
your first game, I was born a week before your first game
Nice.
at MSU.
Dude.
So
Just doubling down on the
I was
age thing,
there.
huh?
I was there. Though,
It's very nice of you, Juts.
So what were your biggest changes like that you've seen just like with the program from obviously when you were here till now?
I think the parity in the league. I think players are. I mean, we had a lot of really good players back in the day, but just like there's more skill, there's more speed, there's more playmaking. It's just probably just better hockey all around, and it keeps getting better. Just some of the power and speed of the athletes, and I mean it's definitely grown a lot. And I know that the team we put on the ice, that like the best team I played on here, we'd have a real tough go playing against our current team now, just based on the depth of the players. There's not much drop off from your top line to your bottom line, obviously playing different roles, but I think that everybody's capable, and it's just a better brand of hockey.
Yeah,
for
sure. I think just in general, hockey, both sides of men's and women's, the hockey's changed so much just in the past 20 years. It's crazy. So that makes a ton of sense. I wanted to kind of work in reverse here. Going to the end of this past season, your squad advances to the first final face-off since 2009, second overall in program history, and that was also that win was the 17th win on the campaign to set a new program record for wins this season. I remember watching that game at Mavericks. I think Haley Hansen stopped like almost 60 shots or something like that. It was double overtime to keep the season alive. 140 out of 144 on those 3 games against number 9 Duluth. You guys forced that game 3 double overtime. Just take us through that weekend. It was such a wild weekend of hockey, and to get to that first frozen final face off. That was a lot of fun. I'm sure it was up there.
Yeah, we kind of went in with the mindset we were going to play 3 games. We didn't anticipate going up there and sweeping Duluth, but we knew we could knock them off in one of the first 2 games, and we were prepared to play Sunday. And I know probably in their mind they were going to win too, and coast down to St. Thomas. I mean, we had a hard time scoring on them all year long, but knew that we could score on them, and knew we had Haley in the back end. And once we won in double overtime, then it was like, all right, we believe in this. They don't want to be here Sunday. Let's go get it done. So I think our team kind of just bought in and was like, all right, F this, we're winning, we're playing next week, we're extending our season, let's go. And they got it done. So
yeah, that was incredible. Chad, you got anything?
Yeah. So, speaking of the team that you put together last season, heading into the year, you almost had a clean sweep of the Miss Hockey finalists. I think you had 3 out of the 5 or 3 out of the 6 coming in as recruits to Mankato, which put a lot of eyeballs on the program and the tremendous work that you guys are doing here. My question is, how did recruiting change for you going from an assistant to a head coach? Was it a little more hands-on? Is it a little more hands-off? Do you let the rest of your staff take care of it? How did that all come together?
I think we kind of all collaborate on here's the players we like, and there's certain players like you'd have to forget to watch any hockey to not think that Bishop's 400 high school points wasn't good, or like there's some players
Yeah.
that just a general fan can tell are good, but it's trying to find the players that just have the puck on their stick and are trying to make hockey plays all the time, might not always be on the score sheet. But we kind of collaborate, and now as an assistant coach, you're just kind of here, we'll get this player to our campus, you're closing the deal. And now as a head coach, like I need to close the deal once they get them here. And I try to be pretty transparent in what we have to offer here, and what our expectation is, and how much I believe in developing players, and try to tell them this is the spot to be. We don't, have bags of cash laying around to pass out, which some programs do. But we try to, sell on how great this place is and how much you can develop and get you to the next level.
Yeah. So now with the PWHL component, to piggyback off that, that's obviously more in the more recent years that's really started to take off. Is that kind of a recruiting aspect that you try to focus on as well as getting players? I know you had a couple of gals get picked up in the most recent PWHL draft. So is that kind of a recruiting, like, hey, we can get you there, but you got to come here and put in the work? Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I think I want players to come here that want to play beyond. I don't want players like this is going to be my final stop. I mean, it might end up being once you are here for your 4 years and life might take you a different direction, but I want players that aspire to play beyond, whether that's pro hockey in the United States or, going overseas to play, or, national team, Olympic team. Like, I want this to be the spot to get you to the next spot, so that you're trying to continue to develop, not, okay, signed my Division I scholarship, I made it, I'm good to go. Like, I don't want this to be the end. And I think we do a good job, and we have over the last 10 years of developing players and helping them, get to the next spot. We have had players on, the PWHL teams who have hoisted the Walter Cup, and we have players that continue to sign contracts, and, Taylor Otremba getting drafted. Like, those are big for our program, and I have a lot of pride in those players that are continuing to play hockey. Like, they loved hockey when they got here, and they still love it when they leave here and continue to play. And that's the best for me, is people playing beyond, or when I see them in a rink and they're coaching their kids, because I'm so old. They coach here and have families,
I never said you were old.
and their kids are playing in the same tournaments as my kids. So
Yeah, that's awesome. Go for it, Chuck.
Yeah. So just to piggyback off of your kids, I heard you're sending one of your children to Shattuck this year. That's obviously really cool, but it's a decision that I know people in my family have made, and it's not an easy one. So what went into saying, hey, this is the best decision for my son, this is where he should go? What went into that?
It was kind of I actually coached there the year before I came here with Eric Mean. So I've been through the arch, so to say. And it's a unique spot, I know that. And my husband we kicked it around long ago, but it's like, that's a long shot to your kid to want to go do that, and then having the opportunity. So he actually inquired, just kind of like on a what if, and then we kind of were like, okay, he's gonna play, he'll play ninth grade Bantam hockey in Mankato. He has a great group of guys he played with all the way up, and then he'll probably play at Mankato West and play junior hockey, maybe. Hopefully he has a good high school career. Hopefully he plays somewhere beyond, wherever that might be. And then we kind of let it ride, and it was nothing until it was an opportunity for him late this spring. And then it was like, oh, like, buddy, you got to decide, like, do you want to go do this or not? And that was a hard decision for him too, to leave all his buddies. The good news is his two line mates he's played with for the last few years are both Mankato East, and we would have been Mankato West, so that was easier. He wouldn't have been playing with his buddies anymore, but we kind of let him make the decision. Like, is this what you want to do? So yeah, we move him in on Monday. Bring him over.
Oh boy.
For the dorm. So it'll be weird that he'll moving into a dorm, and for a guy that didn't know, he had zero interest in ever going to like a hockey camp where he was going to stay somewhere else or whatever. But he's a smart hockey player. He loves to play. He wants to get better, and he kind of decided that's the best spot for him to try to grow and improve. And I'm excited for what all he how he grows up as into a young man. He just turned 16. I was fired up. He got his driver's license. He can drive his younger siblings a couple places, and now
he's gone.
A month later, he's moving out of the house. So it'll be weird. I am hopeful that it'll be harder on me than it is on him to be gone. But it's booting my kid out of the house for because he's out of control and I can't handle him. I got to send him to boarding school.
My cousin had nothing but good things to say about Shattuck for the 2 years he went. So
yeah, I think he'll love it. So it'll be a great experience. It'll just be different, not having him every night.
There's been some pretty decent names that walked through there, so it should be in good company.
Your cousin plays hockey, Jets?
This is actually Tyler.
Oh,
Troy's
not
son.
got it. Okay.
Thank God, another cousin in the mix.
Yeah. Tyler went to Shattuck, not Jack.
Have you heard the story that Troy Jutting was the reason I ended up here?
No, I have not heard that.
Here we go.
I gotta hear this.
Now we're talking.
If you ask him, he might tell you. So when I was in middle school, well before you were born, they used to do a girls' hockey camp here. And my older sister and I came 2 years in a row, and then it no longer existed. But we stayed in McElroy, Eaton Kirkosky Commons, and it was like a girls' hockey camp. So it was Don Bros hockey camp, and then Troy Jutting, Eric Means, Ryan Rintoul, some of those guys kind of coached the camp. And we went to I can't remember, the Land of Champions or something. It was like a batting cage, driving range place out by, I think it's where like Menards and stuff is now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But we went out there and I could drive the ball like Happy Gilmore. So then he suddenly decided like that I was the greatest athlete to ever walk the earth. And then like 3 or 4 years later, one of the women's goalies bailed in, whatever, wasn't going to come back during my senior year of high school. And Troy was like, hey, Todd Carroll, who was the head coach here at the time, there was this girl, she's got to be around that age, goalie, pretty good athlete. What about her? And then Todd called me, asked me to come visit. Came to check it out, and I'm like, yeah, I'll see let's see how this goes, see if I can play Division I hockey. And then came here the next fall, and here I am.
That's awesome.
4 years, 3-year captain. Not a
little while later, still here.
I think you could do it.
Well, we have
You
to
made the
tie
right
it to the
decision.
Jutting family somehow. So that's there's
So
our.
thanks for
Jutting.
getting me here.
Yeah. I'll
A
let
Happy
him know.
Gilmore driver who can also play goalie.
She hit the golf ball really far. I feel like she could stop the puck really well.
I could see how the two would relate. Shari, I want to talk some Olympics. You went over to the Olympics. Kind of a big deal. I don't even know where to start. I guess a good spot to try to start would be this wasn't your first rodeo with Team USA. You've been working with them for a while. You've been on the staff for 2 world championships. I mean, how did you first get the opportunity to go and be a coach for Team USA?
My first time was with the college development group. Actually, it would have been 2021, so we were still like kind of in COVID. And they had a college team. They just named a college team to train in Blaine well, the 22 Olympic team was kind of preparing there to go. They had some event in Calgary or something in August. So it was, and Katie Million, who's the general manager of the women's Olympic team, or national team now with USA Hockey, was actually our league commissioner for a while in the WCHA. So I knew her, and they're trying to get more women involved in USA Hockey and coaching. So myself, Lee J. Mirsalo, who coaches in Boston, and then Allison Kumi, who took over Delaware. So Lee J's at Stonehill now, but we were all assistant coaches at the time, and now we're all head coaches. But we got to coach a college group, and we just played against the national team players for the week to help them prepare to move on. But we were kind of on lockdown, like had to wear a mask, couldn't be too close to the players, like couldn't get them sick because they were doing all this testing before going to China for the Olympics.
Yeah.
And then the following years, we kind of stayed as a staff for the college development group. And then in 2022, they did Worlds in Denmark, and they had a former Olympian, Shelley Looney, was an assistant coach. And after that event, she was like, you know what, I like doing this, but I'm not that into it to stay on with the national team program. So then, hey, do you want to try this? And I'm not sure how the rest of the staff is gonna. I don't really have much of a filter. I say what I think, and I'm inoffendable, but sometimes I offend people. And I'll and Katie Million's like, no, they're gonna love you. Just be yourself. You'll be fine. So that staff was John Robleski and Josh Skiba and Brent Hill came in, and we were just the staff for Worlds of 2023, kind of that whole quad all the way through into Milan. So I think it was a opportunity that I was a female coach that had coached, been around for a while and had been a part of USA Hockey as a player way back when, and just here's an opportunity, and it worked out. So.
Do you, what's your welcome to the Olympics moment? I mean, we saw all sorts of pictures with all sorts of celebrities, but I mean, is there one that you can be like, all right, this is getting pretty crazy?
I think it was cool when Snoop Dogg rolled in.
That's what I was hoping you'd say.
So that was we had to keep the team after practice for a long time, and because he was a little bit delayed with traffic, and everybody was just getting irritated because they were hungry and they wanted to leave, and we were like, okay, now you have to wish the men's hockey team good luck. And they were just, it was, but once he showed up, they were all like, all right, let's go. So that was fun. He gave me a Death Row Records chain, which my mom thinks is super sweet. Like, she's 75 and was like, wait, you got a chain from him? Let me see that. So it's pretty sweet. I'll have to send you guys a picture of it.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. Yeah. Maybe you can borrow it for a couple events. That was cool. And then they had it was called the Winter House, and it was a spot for family and athletes from figure skating, speed skating, and ice hockey, because we were kind of the only events in Milan where we were at. And then every night there'd be other different athletes in there. Like the Quad God was in there. And then Alyssa Liu, who won gold, they were just coming through, and you're just like, oh, hey, how's it going? Congrats. Apollo Ono was hanging out, Christy Yamaguchi, all these athletes that I've watched, and you're just kind of immersed in it. And when Hughes is like, hey, you want to come to the men's game with me? I got some tickets for you. You're like, yes, ma'am, let's go. So come watch my boys. I would love to, Ellen. So she's great. Yeah. She's been part of our staff and player development, and she's the best. So
wow, yeah, I can't.
Is it true
that must have been so cool? Go for it.
Is it true that coaches don't get medals? I saw on Twitter, I saw pictures of you with a medal on Twitter, but then I saw people saying that coaches don't get one. What happened there?
Do we need to riot here? We'll do what we need to
do. We did not get medals. Just the athletes get medals.
So
there is Katie Million, our GM, has a replica that looks very similar. That's the one I've been borrowing. It's a replica, and I believe that there may be an opportunity for me to have my own replica at some point, but they don't.
Okay.
They do not give medals to anybody other than the athletes, which
Really?
in some ways it makes some sense. I think. I mean, it would be great, like as a coach if you got one maybe, but then you have like 75 other staff that it's like, where do you cut it off? So like when we go to World Championship, there I believe there's like 30 medals, so the 25 players and the coaching staff, and then they just pay for, if we have way more staff, they just everybody ends up with one. But
okay,
and at the Olympics it's different. So my husband did get a 3D printer and like printed me one, so
that's awesome.
What a guy.
it's hanging on my golf bag. But
You're going to use it like Matt Boldy as your ball marker?
Yeah. That's incredible. Did you mentioned that, both teams kind of in the quad there. Did you run into the men's team a lot off the ice? I'm assuming they were kind of in the same area as you guys.
Yeah, we saw them a couple times. I know that our team they were in the village. The team and the med staff were in the village, and the coaching staff and some of the other staff were in a pretty sweet hotel.
Nice.
It's one of the nicer ones when like Marco Rubio was over and he was in the penthouse of our hotel, and there's like Secret Service everywhere. You're like, okay, I guess we're in a good spot. We were kind of right in the middle of the city, so it was a great spot. I ate pizza almost every day. I think I missed one day because we had a game at a weird time, and I didn't have breakfast pizza, and everything was closed when I got back. But yeah, we cross paths with them at times, and they're great. I mean, hockey people are the best, and they're grateful to be there cheering for our team. And I know that the two teams after that men's Olympic gold, and they finally made their way back to the village, I think they had a very good time, the two teams together, because the women's team was actually, we were all at the gold medal game, and they had to leave to go to closing ceremonies because Hillary was the flag bearer. So with about 4 minutes left in the third, they had to go get on this bus to get, I think it was a couple hour drive to get to closing ceremony. So they missed the game, but we were,
they missed the game.
The staff was still there. But after the men's after party and the closing ceremonies ended, I think they all ended up at the village around the same time, and they just partied in the cafeteria, crushing lava cakes and
That's awesome.
drinking everything they could find. So I believe both teams had a very good time together, and well deserved.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Juts, you got anything Olympic wise?
Not Olympic wise. No, you guys.
What about you, Chad? I've got a bunch of Olympic questions. I just wanted to get them out of the way. I don't know if you had anything Olympic specific.
No, go
Chad.
ahead if you got them. Yeah, have at it.
All right. Well, I guess you kind of talked about the village. As coaches, you just brought up the celebration. How much were you guys able to partake in the celebrations, or do you kind of leave that to the team? Like, do you coaches kind of have their own separate? Okay, good.
So our game was not late. Like, it was kind of a normal time for us. So we got to, but like right after the game, there's people like media, and some people have to go drug tests. So everybody kind of disperses. So we hung around at the rink for quite a while. They brought some beers in. I don't even like beer, but I had some beers in the locker room with the coaching staff. And then once all the players were done, media and drug testing and everything, then we took the buses to the Winter House, which was that area that they had for all of the teams that were in Milan. So it was like a friends and family event, and there were many Aperol spritzes. I consumed maybe hundreds. And I don't know if I'll ever have one again, but they were delicious after a gold medal. So we hung out there, and then around 5 in the morning, walked back to our hotel.
Wow.
And I was soft, so I was like, I need to just like shut it down and go to bed. But our GM, Katie's a rock star, and Brent, assistant coach, they were like, well, breakfast starts at 6. Like, what are you guys doing? So still in pantsuits, those two made their way to breakfast and had croissants and omelets and whatever else. So they're like the heroes, and I had to go call it a night.
Cam, I actually do have an Olympic question.
Let's hear it.
So, obviously, when you're on the bench at MSU, you are not wearing a suit. So, a lot of us were pretty surprised when we saw you rocking a suit for the Olympics. Was that weird? Just like, having to be all suited up again.
I felt like it's the Olympics, so let's rock this power suit. The weird thing for me was like, so Ellen Hughes loves to go have a blowout for her hair, like her favorite thing. So then she's like, Cher Bear, you got to leave your hair down. And I'm just like, I just don't. But okay, Ellen, if Mama Hughes is telling you to wear something, somebody,
you wear it.
Yes, ma'am. So, I a couple times would have had my hair down and I'd see myself in a mirror and I'd be like, whoa, what the hell? Like, it looks so different. So, like, my kids were like, what the heck? Or some of my friends and family were like, I had to do a double take. Like, who is that?
That's what I was like, is that she? Like, I didn't, that's the suit. What?
Not in a bomber jacket.
Right.
Yeah, so I rocked the suit and I felt like I needed to go all business for the Olympics. So then, funny, when I came back, we were in playoffs, and Zoe Lopez, one of our freshmen, she's like,
what I was gonna ask.
Coach, like, flow down. You win, flow down. So I'm like, all right, I'll leave my hair down for you guys. And then we went to and won.
When they make the national tournament, are you gonna wear a suit on the bench if we make the
I don't. Maybe I just need to start wearing a suit more often. I don't know. I'm a creature of habit, and I like my comfortable pants and a jacket. But maybe I'll rock the suit a little more often. I don't know.
I guess we'll have to find out.
Maybe we'll have to do some type of poll.
What should Cherry wear today?
Put it
What's
on
my
Twitter.
fit? What's my game day fit? So.
That'd be great. One of the biggest storylines going into the Olympics was the rink situation. There's like, these Italians they're sipping coffee and tea and they're not building the rink and it's not going to be ready. When you guys got there, what was any of that true? Was it overblown? I mean, what was the rink like in the locker rooms and stuff like that?
The rink, like the first day I skated on it, we were like one of the first practices and it was like, it felt like, if you skate on an outdoor rink, we put a rink in our backyard and it kind of has that like hollow sound when you first are out there. And it was like super loud, like a hollow sound for probably like the first week we were there. And then as it progressed, I don't know if it was like the breaking in of the ice but it was just like, that was weird to me how it sounded like I was skating outside. But we're in the rink. I made the comment early on, like, the boards are weird. Like, look at how dark that is. What if you lost sight? Like, I mean, I just remember as a goalie, like, if you're in a building that there's nobody in the seats and, like, the puck sometimes you could at times lose it in, like, the darkness of the seats. But, and then, I don't know, one of the men's goalies gave up a kind of a brutal goal.
Jeremy Swayman from the red line.
They blamed it on the boards, and I was like, I knew it. And then I gave that up and liked it up. But it was weird how dark the boards are because typically, like the background of anything is white. So it was. I don't know. From what you saw on TV, looked like it was serviceable and nice, and then some of the where you are in the back, it's like they put up some partitions and fake walls and turned it into locker rooms. But like our space was fine. We had enough space for a coach's room and like, we had everything we needed in that area. And we came home with a gold medal, so it was perfect.
Exactly. construction or not, gold medals all that matters. I got two more kind of related to the Olympics. And then I guess we can move on. But Abby Murphy is obviously on the team, and she did go a little bit of viral against you guys with the pretty insane assist. Was that were there any jokes thrown around? What was that like?
I feel like that happened like not long after. I don't know, that thing was going real viral when I saw her at a Wild game. I think it was a Wild Devils game. I was with Ellen Hughes, and she's like, "Oh, I gave some of the girls tickets, and here comes Murph." And I'm like, "Really, Murph? Can't you do that? Like anybody but us?" Like, just like, sorry, but like she's, she's a player that you hate when she's on the other team, and you just love when she's on your bench. And I think she's got passion and fire, and I'm a big Abby Murphy fan, and I probably appreciate her more because I know her. But I was not sad to see her graduate and move out of the WCHA.
Bigger and better things, right? Well, I guess my last one for the Olympics. Do you have like, I mean, you gave us a great Snoop Dogg story there. Do you have like one great story from Italy that you want to share? I'm sure there's so many, but
I don't know that I have anything better than like winning a gold medal and then getting
That's
okay,
it?
you can use your credential and you guys go I guess for the men's game, right? Like I wasn't gonna go because for the gold medal game because we could get in with our credential, and my sister and my husband were there, and I didn't have two more tickets, so I was like, I'm not gonna just bail on you guys and go to this game because
My husband would.
whatever. And then all of a sudden, our GM's like, hey, they have 3 more tickets, so her husband could have one, and I could have the other 2. Do they want to go?
Nice.
And I'm like, you guys in? Sure. So like, I almost didn't go to that game, which would have sucked after the fact. But then our credentials sat us down. They're like, oh, your spot's right there. And there's like one little railing, and then Canadian women's team was sitting right next to us. And I was like, ooh, that sucks for them a little bit. And then we got to celebrate another gold medal
right in front of them.
Right in front of them.
right there. So
Oh man,
That is perfect.
That's funny.
that was, I mean, I guess that was kind of the icing on the cake. Like our staff was sitting there like, not a care in the world. We've already accomplished our mission. We're like hopeful that the men will pull it off too, but if they don't, like that sucks, but not that terribly. And then when they won too, it was like, oh my gosh. And then when it was Jack Hughes scoring, we're like, let's go, Ellen. So that was cool. And after busting his face, and I think that maybe he didn't have the whatever that 4 Nations or whatever.
Yeah, he had
played the year before. Like I don't know that he had put up many points, and people were saying whatever they're saying, but like that was awesome. Like Quinn scores a overtime winner in one game, and then Jack busts up his face and scores it. So
and then gets one of the most iconic American pictures since like the 1980s. That was nuts. That was incredible.
But all like you said it, like 4 Nations, everyone's like, get Jack off the team. He better not be at the Olympics. And then he gets the gold medal. I'm like, yeah, okay, Twitter. Like, who's talking now?
Twitter's always right. Come on.
Yeah, right. He absolutely shut everyone up in the best way. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I am not.
Chad,
I am not humble in victory. So when you sat down and saw the Canadian team right next to you, I mean, how do you not like give them a look or say something? Like, did you look at them? Did you smile at them? Like, I would have been all over them the entire game.
I smiled at them and gave them like the head nod. But it's like, I'm just like in my head, like, man, that sucks. Like if that was me, I'd be like, really? We got to sit next to this? So
yeah, but it's not. So you could have been me.
Yeah, exactly.
but it was funny because the beers there were like Corona bottle, but they're like, like the 12 ounces. And then they like people would go and you could just buy like the whole case of 24. So like players are coming up with like the bottle of beers and just like our team's still been on a bender. So you're just like, it's good to see you. You know, you're mixing a lot, which
So
I would have probably been on the same bender. I was a little more in control because I'm old and I can't keep going. But
how now my question is, how do we get 24? Like, let me bring 24 beers to my seat at the main.
Yeah, we'll have to take that up with the mail.
yeah, we'll see. Like, I feel like if we could do that, we'd get more of you guys at the women's games too. Even though
I'll
it's an
go.
afternoon often.
Sherry, I do have to say, me and Cam went to one women's game Cam
I went
to
to
one.
two, fella.
And one of them did happen to be that Gopher game.
Thanks,
that,
Guts.
that we don't talk about. So I don't know if you want me to come back
No,
this
it's
year,
not
but
you. It's never anybody but the players on the ice. So I don't believe
okay.
in that
I'm one of those
nonsense.
superstitious guys where I'm like, if I didn't do this right, it's my fault. Even though
What
I had
hat should I wear? What jersey should I wear? It's a big deal.
It's a big deal for me.
I
so
like
I was
that
like,
you give it some thought, but you have no
I'm
control
like,
over what happens.
He doesn't
Like
give
if we're on a
anything
win
any
streak-
thought ever.
no, not
I
much
think
going
there's a lot
on.
of I think there's a lot of double headers this year, actually.
Yeah. I
Um,
think I plan to go to a bunch because we can get in with our season tickets.
Yeah,
That's
you
right.
show
Best
up
deal in
and then
college
you
hockey.
go
Yeah,
grab yourself some snack and then come on back for the men's
Oh
game.
yeah.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
I plan to go to a
Best way to
fair
spend a Saturday in Mankato, if you ask me.
Yeah, 2 hockey.
Yeah, that was a
games,
blast.
go
I
to
went to the St. Cloud game where you won in overtime. That was awesome.
Oh
Were
yeah.
was I with you that game? I think
Yeah, it was the three of us, and
I
then
saw
it was us three.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
You
then
guys
like
are hard. You
Boblin and
guys
his
you
kid.
should spot.
yeah. We're
Not
not hard
to
to
tell when you're
miss.
in the rank.
But we were standing we were sitting right up in our season tickets, like right above where you guys come out. So
Yeah.
we're not hard to miss.
No, we usually can find you.
Yeah, the Blue Line Club has made that apparent. They're big fans. Chad, you got anything more?
For the Olympics?
Just
Or anything.
well, we can move on from
Okay.
those. We can bring it back to
Yeah, I
Mankato.
do. So heading into this season, I feel like there's a lot of momentum with this team. Last year, you had the big incoming freshman class. You had the sweep of the Gophers. You had the upset over UMD. What's the next step for you guys? Where are we trying to get to this year?
I think we want to host the first round of the playoffs. If you pay attention to women's hockey and the pro draft, there's a lot of players that did a lot of damage in our league that have now graduated and moved on. It reminds me I should send a couple more graduation congratulations on your retirement from WCHA play. Beat it. But like the league's gonna look different. The players that have kind of torn it up and been a part of the national team for years and been in our league are moving on to pro hockey. So it'll be a new opportunity. We won't have to play against 5 first-round draft picks on Wisconsin's team. Like, they still have a really strong team, but they don't have those players. I think it's exciting that both Haley and Lauren Zawoyski made that college development team. And you're right. You're some of the best players in women's hockey. So let's go. Like, believe it and let's go. I think like that freshman class we had really contributed, played a lot of minutes, got a lot accomplished. So hopefully they can, make that next step. And then we're bringing in a good crop of youth again. We had some injuries throughout the year last year, and that last weekend we're playing with 3 seniors in our lineup, and the others are out with injuries. So I think that says a lot too. The progress we made and the wins we had with youth. And now we have a bunch of sophomores, but we're looking at that they're like upperclassmen because they played so much as first year players. So we're excited that we're going in the right direction. And I think if we stay healthy, we can, we can call it upsets, I guess, but we're just going to be knocking people off and try to get to the top. And, I walk around this facility, and I don't know if you've ever been in our area, but it's all, all the championships that the men have won. There's pictures hanging up all over, and told our players on Monday when everybody's back, like, I'm sick of looking at their pictures. Like, let's go do some damage so we can hang up some of ours. Like,
get some banners.
That's what
there.
we're doing. So,
Sweet.
Yeah.
I'm fired
that's the
up.
plan.
Hell yeah. Juts, what do you got?
Yeah, so I know we've kind of already talked about Haley Hansen a lot, but she's already been named correct. That's public, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just didn't want to just out it on the pod.
What you do? Yeah.
Who's your source?
But Haley Hansen being the captain, what's it like just having someone back there that you can just fully trust, on and off the ice? Like, she's going to bail you out on the ice, but just a leader off it as well.
She's the best. Like, we have a lot of players on our team. Like, probably everybody on our roster was a captain of some capacity on their team before they got here, and most of them were the best player on whatever team they came from. So we have a really great group that way. But Hales is just like, what do you need me to do? I'll do it. If you need me to just open the door, I'm gonna crush that job. If you need me to go make 70 saves and 3 overtimes and try to make us win this game, that's what I'm going to do. Like, you're getting everything she can give you every time, no matter what it is. And she's talked to our players in the spring, like, what are you guys thinking, like, leadership wise? And every single player said Haley. A few are like, I know she's a goalie, so it's kind of different, but it's Haley. And I'm like, yeah, it's Haley. I mean, when I get mad at an official occasionally, she can't be the one to go over there and tell the ref, hey, my coach would like to have a word. But she's the best. Like, she will give us a chance in every single game she's playing in, and we believe in her, and she believes in herself, and our team will follow her, and I'm excited to see how far she takes us.
I don't know how much you listen to the podcast, but that's a heavily debated topic on our podcast, is goalies with C's. So yeah.
Well, there's a difference. Either you are it, or we're going to give this to you because we want to give another person a letter. So she's it.
Because I'm always
she's
just
her, if you call it that. Is that a thing still? She's her.
Yeah.
I'm always
I
just
think so.
I'm always a big proponent of like you said, like, my coach wants to have a word with you, or what's the penalty situation, and obviously a goalie's not skating out to do that. But that, if from what all the girls have told me, that she's just like the greatest leader, so I'm okay with it.
As long as it's okay with you, Juts, I think.
As long as it's okay with me, it's cool.
Glad you signed off on it.
All right, we'll put out that.
We were
press
all
release.
waiting.
Scotty's already on it. He's
We
gonna
got
hit
this
send right when
verified.
this gets.
Get that on
Scotty's gonna
ASAP.
hit send right when this podcast gets released. Just verified.
Well, there's goalie captains and there's people that are jealous of goalie captains. I'll just leave it at that, Juts.
That's, I guess you got me.
My last one for you, then I'll throw it to you, Chad. But we haven't really talked about a ton, bits and pieces here and there. But take us through your hockey career a little bit. How did you first get into hockey? I know, as we brought up, you're part of the goalie union, as am I. I mean, you've set a few program records for the Mavs. Finalist for the Patty Kazmaier. I mean, walk us through your career and kind of how you ended up here today.
So I didn't pick goalie. I have an older brother, 6 years older than me, an older sister, 3 years older than me, and we used to play on the outdoor rink. I was the worst skater, and they made me play goalie or told me to go home. So we lived like 4 blocks probably from the outdoor rink at the time, and there were times I got upset and skated down the road, small town, so like the snow was packed down enough that I'd just go home crying because Chad was mean and I had to go home. He was forcing me to play goalie. Then as I got older, I got a set of pads, and then he would tell me how great I was, a little bit of reverse psychology, I guess.
Nice.
And then I played organized hockey once I was in 6th grade. I was a peewee. And then I guess he just kind of, those two, my brother and my sister, forced me into it as the youngest, and then convinced me that I was pretty good at it. And then it started to become fun. And I stuck with it. So now, since retiring from playing hockey, I don't ever want to put really the goalie equipment on again because it's a lot of work. I think I last did it when Tucker, who's 16 now, he was like a squirt and they needed another goalie. My husband was coaching and, we're just going to play a few games and there's only one goalie on the team late in the year. And he ended up doing like this bubble hockey game that is just like, there's no rest. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, this is the worst. But my youngest son was in the penalty box. It was actually a practice here at the Civic Center, and he was sitting in the penalty box because he was probably like 4 years old, 3 or 4. And the next group of kids were like lined up at the glass and they're like, who is that goalie? Because I have like my old USA pads that are Vaughn, they're vintage now. You know,
Oh, yeah.
you were about 5 years old when those pads came out. But I was wearing that and they're like, who is that? And Cruz is like, that's my mom. And the kids are like, your mother? Like, what? So I must have looked like I still could play a little bit. So
That's
they were
all that
showing
counts.
Know
somebody's
who
mom.
that is?
But I played really hard to not get scored on by those little buggers, and then Tucker scored one like through his leg off the bar, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!"
I think that's Cam's biggest fear if I ever skate with him is me tucking one on him. I think he'd cry.
I think I'd beat you in a race. I'm not too worried with my goalie gear.
I weigh as much as goalie gear, so I wear the same size and pads. It might be equal.
There's something to it. Chad, you got one more here?
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about a rule change in hockey that I Rule 94. It sounds like it's allowing more physical play, maybe not checking, but like just allowing people to be more physical and maybe more in the corners, 50-50 pucks and whatnot. How does that affect like a team's style of play? Does it go so far as to affect like the type of player you're recruiting, or is it not really a factor at all?
I think that our game is pretty physical already, like in the WCHA anyway. I know that like anytime we go out east and play a game, like we'll have the puck the whole time and like march to the penalty box over and over, and you're like, what? Like you can't get an offensive charge in ice hockey, but okay. Well, sorry, we were going to the net. But I feel like our officials and our league plays a more physical brand of hockey, not necessarily open ice hits, but when you're just angling and separating a puck and going, I think if you're going stick on puck and they let you kind of run into each other, and some people destroy each other, and it seems to be okay. So I think, if you're bringing in small players, you have to make sure that those small players are strong and strong on their feet. And then I'm excited. We have some tall frames on our roster, and some of our incoming freshmen are, 5'9", 5'10". So wreck a few people out there and see what happens. But I don't think it'll change our game much. I know there's some people that are, let's just go full checking, and I just think that's a terrible idea, just with the size difference in the women's game. You've got 5 foot 110 pound girls, and you've got 6 foot 180 pound girls, and that is like,
that's a big
not
difference.
a good situation. And you don't really, I don't want people to not play because I might get wrecked. I mean, it's the same if you watch Pee Wee or Bantam hockey. Like some of those kids are, you're checking their birth certificate and think they're like 19 years old or able to order a Coors Light post game, and they're 18. And others are like, my 10-year-old's bigger than them. So I just don't think it's a great idea to go full check, but I do like the physicality and where it's at right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was a great question.
I think that's a good one to end on. Juts, you good over there?
I'm great.
Awesome. Yeah. Sure. You got anything more for Chattin Mavericks here? Thank you so much for coming on. I know we're going a little long here, so we appreciate it.
No, I think I just need you guys to get your crew to show up to more of our games. I know times it's at tough times to get fans in the seats when we're playing at 2 p.m. But we will have a fun brand of hockey to see, and hopefully we get more people out there to see us, and hopefully next time I come on here we're showing off a championship of some sort.
You bet. Yeah,
awesome.
we'll be here for it. So Shari, thanks so much for your time. Best of luck this season. I'm sure we'll definitely see you around the rink. So
all right, thank you guys.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All right, like I said before, man, that was one of my favorite interviews we've done. That was great. Shout out to Shari for coming on. She's a hockey mom. She's a Division I hockey coach. She's busy, so students are back this week. Her athletes are back this week. So for her to take a little bit of time on a weeknight to talk to us, I know she had to get going right after to some youth hockey stuff. So shout out to Shari for coming on. That was a ton of fun. We'll have to get her back on here at the end of the season and chat hockey. Get down to the women's games, especially if you're a season ticket holder. You get in for free. Chad, takeaways from that? That was a ton of fun.
Yeah, Shari rules. Yep. Get the lighter going for Shari.
Burnt my finger.
Of course you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. She's awesome. I mean, she brings a lot of energy and positivity to every team she coaches. Like, even talking to her, I was getting excited for the season and looking forward to getting down there for as many games as I can. It sounds like there might be quite a few opportunities to kind of do like a women's game, go out, grab a burger, come back for the men's game kind of situation. So, anybody who's around, you absolutely got to get out there.
Yeah, that's the only problem is then the game on Friday is at 2 p.m. So
yeah, that's the kicker.
That's
for
hard
sure
to make.
Yeah.
But
anybody who does their schedule right at Minnesota State, they're done by noon if they even have classes on Friday. So there's no excuse. Get out there.
Exactly. The student section. The one game I got a big student section to the women's game. I think it was the most fun hockey game I've ever been to, including men's games. Because
it was a blast.
You can be heard across the whole arena. You can see it on the faces that you're affecting the other team, because they can hear you. The men's game, music sounds. It's a lot harder to hear you, students. So if you really want to make a difference, go to the women's games, and it is a lot of fun. Go with your friends.
Yeah,
bring your dorm floor.
If you didn't need any more of a reason to go to the Mayo this year, sounds like I'm hearing that we got a new sound system in there that's just going to be bumping like a Cadillac with subs. I mean, it's going to be nuts in there. So I cannot wait personally for a guy that's got a giant speaker sitting right there and usually runs the sound music out at the sandbar. I'm a big fan. So
Olay's going to hit like crack.
You'd know.
Hopefully not, but we'll see. Well, again, thanks to Shari for coming on. Chad, you got anything to close with here?
No, I'm excited, man. Like, things are starting to ramp up now. Maverick football, women's soccer team's already underway. I think they won. Would they win 11-0 the other day?
I think it was like 6, maybe 6-7.
All we do is win at Mankato. So getting the teams going, getting their seasons going, like, that gets me fired up.
Yeah, absolutely. Second that. Jets, anything to close with?
5 episodes away from 6-7.
We're gonna skip that one
for you.
I can't even say big day for the unemployed anymore because Jets is not unemployed.
I have more jobs than you now, loser.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, take that, Cam.
Fucking loser.
Big day for the underemployed, eh, Cam?
You only have one job?
What a pansy.
What a loser.
Editing your vocals on the show is a full-time job, Jets. So I'll take
All right, fair. My mic's back. It should be a little easier now.
You sound beautiful. Never
Thank
better.
you.
So
I needed that.
Well, the one thing I will close with is we are still got a few spots open for sponsorships for this year for the Chattin Mavericks podcast. So it looks like we are going at this without any support from Pull Tab Sports. Maybe a little something here in the works, but we're doing this solo. So any help is appreciated. We do have some sponsorship packages put together. So if you are interested, reach out. The email is in the show notes. So send us over an email and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. And we'll get something figured out. We'd love to have you a part of the Maverick Nation here on Chattin Mavericks. So with that, episode 62, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you at the Mayo here in a few months. Roll Mavs.
Thank you for tuning in to the Chattin Mavericks podcast. Please be sure to leave a review, subscribe, and share. Roll Mavs.